Welcome to the study of statistics. This video, we're going to kick off our study of statistics, taking a look at some of the key vocabulary that we're going to interact with in this class. So let's take a look at some key terms that are going to be important for us to know as we study statistics. The first term we need to know is, what is a population? When we're in a statistical study, the population is the large group that we want to know about. For example, if you're a politician, the large group you want to know about is your voters. But the large group is often inaccessible in a statistical study because it's too big, too spread out, or for some other reason. So rather than working with the population, we usually work with the sample. The sample is a small group from a population who provide information we want to know about. So if you're a politician and you're curious about your voters, your sample might be a small group of 100 or 1,000 voters that you get information about. The next thing we need to know is, what is the variable of the study? Now in statistics, variable is a little different than a variable you would see in algebra. The variable in statistics is what we want to know about. A good way to think about this is the question that we are asking of our sample. So if I'm a politician, my variable might be my voters' belief about a certain issue. Data, then, is the information provided by the sample. If the variable is the question we're asking, the data is the answers we receive. So my politician might be receiving data such as I support, I do not support, or I don't care about the issue. Now we use that data to calculate things called statistics. The name of this course. Statistics are calculated from the data to describe the sample. So a statistic might be the proportion of my sample that support a certain political issue. Statistics help us estimate what are called parameters. And parameters are actually what we're ultimately interested in this class. Parameters describe the population. And they are usually estimated from the statistic. For example, if 30% of the people in my sample supported this political issue, I might estimate that that same percentage of the entire population of all voters support that political issue. Let's take a look at another example to apply this vocabulary to a statistical study. Example. Let's say we want to know the average amount of money college students spend on textbooks. So to find out, we survey 100 students. Some of them reported values. Such as $150, maybe $200, or $250. Let's see if we can identify our key vocabulary for this study. The first word is the population. Population is the bigger group that we're interested in knowing about. In this case, the population would be all college students. Because that's the group we're interested in knowing about. The sample, then, is the smaller group that we talked to that provided information. The sample is the 100 college students. The variable is what I want to know about. The variable is the question I'm asking. The question I'm asking those 100 college students is the amount spent on books. The data is the answer to that question. I collected answers to my question, such as 150, 200, 250. Those answers are my data, the response to the question. So what is my statistic? We said we were interested in the average amount of money spent on textbooks. So statistics, calculated from the data, is the average spent on textbooks by the 100 college students. Notice the statistic is describing the sample who provided data. It's the 100 students. That's different than the parameter. The parameter is describing the population. It's still talking about the average spent on textbooks. But it's describing the population. It's by all college students. This key vocabulary helps us identify important parts of studies and calculate and make predictions about parameters as we develop through this course.